Alright guys, so let's just go over this real quick. I just picked up the new 2025 4Runner. This is the off-road premium trim. So it's going to come with the 18-inch blacked out TRD wheels there with the TRD caps. And the tires that they're going to put on here are the Wild Peaks all-terrain. These are the Falcons. So here's the other tire back here. Like I said, this is the premium off-road model, so pretty much what that's going to include in the off-road package is Bilstein shocks in the back and Bilstein shocks in the front as well. And these shocks are going to be the ones with the piggyback reservoir there. So these are the monotubes with the piggyback reservoir. This is what the front of the vehicle looks like. Obviously, you're going to get that weird looking scoop chin on the bottom. That's to save on miles per gallon. But obviously, that's probably going to come off at some point because you're probably only going to be saving maybe 1 or 2 miles per gallon. But that's why that's there. So this package came with the ARB Toyota combo kind of like roof rack there. It's a 3/4 roof rack. So it doesn't extend all the way to the front like I would like it to with some of the other aftermarket roof racks, but you know, this is the package that they had and I just went with it. Let's come over here to the rear. Obviously sliding back window, that's pretty standard for 4Runner. Let's go ahead and open this up. Automatic lift gate, so that's good for the wife. But yeah, main reason why I got this was because of the trunk space. This is the non-hybrid model. So you're going to get that full trunk space in the back. If you go with the hybrid model, because of the battery, you're going to get a 4-inch lift all the way back, and that's just not ideal if you prioritize trunk space over a little bit more torque. I'm not out here racing people from stoplight to stoplight. The iForce engine without the hybrid electronic is totally fine for us and my family and what we need. Plenty of power, but yet again, if you want a little bit more torque, go ahead and get the iMax model because it's going to have a little bit more torque there for you. But if you prioritize trunk space like we do, I mean, you're better off with the non-hybrid. And this package came with lights here and here. I think these ones come standard. But then this package came with a little bit extra lights on the side. That's pretty cool. And it also comes with this cargo cover here. How do I do this? There we go. So that's nice in case you got things you want to keep hidden down there. It's a lot more concealable. Let's go ahead and close this. You can just push the button here. That will drop down just like that. So that's pretty much it for the exterior. The premium model, you're going to have these little light bars here, and those will flash and indicate when there's cars nearby. I think we already went over the front, pretty standard. You got your 2 fog lights here. You got a camera in the front. You got a camera in the back as well. And then you get a bird's eye view. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat. So as you can see, I already got my kids stuff in there. I got 2 kids, so plenty of room here for the kids. A little bit of space here, there, and that's where the other baby seat goes. So this is the back. This also adjusts. I can't do it with one hand, but there's a lever here, and you can push this back and adjust it, move it up and forward. Grab handle here. It's going to have JBL audio all the way around. Let's go ahead and close this real quick. So yeah, this is the other side. They got, I think, up to 14 different cup holders in here. Plenty of pockets. This package came with the premium all-weather-proof rubber mats. So that's nice, especially if you live in a very rainy state like me. Dual climate control, and you're going to have your C ports down here. And you're going to have your outlet right there. This does come down. And you got a couple more cup holders there as well. This is the non-sunroof model, which is totally fine by me because that was an extra $850. And as you can see, we don't get much sun here in the West Coast anyways. Moving on to the passenger seat. Since this is the premium model, you're going to get the premium seats. This is the fake leather, so it's pleather, but it's supposed to last a little bit longer and not rip. Both passenger and driver seats are going to have electronic controls. Like I said, all-weather mats in the front, little cubby here to put stuff, and TRD badging everywhere. Like I said, JBL audio system. Grab handle here for whatever, cup holders, etc. Let's go ahead and go on to the driver's side. All right, so as we go into the driver's side, we got your different seating controls. We got 2 different memory controls right there. 3 cup holders down here, a cubby. And this model, I didn't even realize this until I got it, but this model, I didn't realize the package, but it comes with this light here. So you can take off this light, and now you have a light there. So that's pretty neat. And you click it for different dimming levels, and then they have a red light there. So this is not super necessary, but I mean, it's pretty cool that they have it. I guess if you need it. I don't really need it, but I didn't even know that my package came with it. Different auxiliary ports here in case you want to add your own off-roading equipment like headlights and fog lights of your own. So that's a lift gate, different stuff here. Gasoline button for the gasoline cap. So that's nice. Now you have to manually hit the button to open this. That way people can't open it themselves and siphon your gas. Let's go ahead and take a seat in here. All right, so with the premium model, you're automatically faced with a 14-inch big screen. Push to start, TRD red button, and this is your control. A driver's knob, TRD logo there. Different modes. You got 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, and you're gonna get a rear locking differential. Different drive modes, tow mode, drive modes, and obviously crawl control right there. Up here, you are gonna get your sunglass holder, so that's nice. And you're gonna have, this is your button to lower down the back window. Let's go ahead and turn it on real quick. So foot on the brake, push start. Okay, here's what the head unit looks like. And looks like the monitor is firing up here. Stupid warning sign. Continue through that. So it automatically connects to your phone. This is Apple Play. So right here is a charging port station, wireless charging. So you put it right there, and that charges your phone. More C ports right there for charging, and you're gonna have a old school cigarette lighter charger right there. The touchscreen is nice. It's very visible. Let's look at the different camera angles. So if I go in reverse, you got bird's eye view over here, which is nice. And then you have a big camera angle in the back. It's raining today, so you're going to see little water droplets on the camera. Sorry about that. Put it in drive, and it also has a front camera as well. And what's nice is you can kind of get a bird's eye view and see how straight your parking is. And you can kind of park a little bit easier that way. And plenty of cameras all the way around to make things just a little bit more easier. And yes, like I said, it's going to come with the JBL audio system all around. So that also includes a pop-out JBL speaker right here. So you might be able to find some use for that if you want to take it camping or whatever. So that's kind of neat. I have a standard rearview mirror. I don't have the electronic one. We got a cubby right here. So not a huge cubby, but decent size. So not too bad. Obviously, more cup holders. You're going to have dual climate control in this package, I think. I think it's dual climate control. No, it's not dual climate control, but it is separate seating control. So if my wife wanted heated seats, she could do her seats. I could do mine separately. Also, cool down seats for the summer. And on my side, obviously, heated steering wheel. So that's a good touch. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. Here's what the back view looks like. Let's go ahead and roll down that legendary 4Runner back window. So just like that, we got the back window rolled down. I like that in case you have pets and dogs or whatever. So let's go ahead and roll this back up. To turn your fog lights on, you want to move this lever from the off position into the fog light position. And then in your head unit, there will be an indicator letting you know that your fog lights are on. Let's go take a look at what that looks like. So there we have it with the fog lights on. So that's pretty neat right there. Also, it would have been nice to have a grab handle here like we do on the passenger side, just so when you're getting in and out of the vehicle, it's nice to have that handle here. I find myself grabbing onto the steering wheel to kind of lift myself in. Not a big deal. It does have a grab handle here, but this grab handle is kind of pointless when you're trying to get into the car. Anyways, small complaint, nothing too serious. Let's go ahead and go on a test drive on this rainy day. All right, guys, so we're strapped in. Let's go ahead and go for a little test drive in the rain. And I'll tell you guys how exactly the suspensions feel. So let's go ahead and do that right now. E-brakes are electronic, so there's no lever or push pedal for the e-brakes. It's just a button over here, and it automatically engages when you park and automatically disengages when you take it out of park. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure. Let's go ahead and turn on the heated steering wheel. See how long that takes to fire up. Obviously, Toyota is going to come with all of the safety features that you see nowadays. So has lane tracing, has the indicators on the side when there's people in your blind spots. So it has all the standard safety features that you're going to see in a modern day vehicle. Now, as far as the ride quality, I did test drive the SR5, and I wanted to compare that to this for ride quality. And now that I've driven the SR5 and now that I'm driving this, the SR5 is a little bit smoother on the road. Now, that has a lot to do with the tires and the suspensions. So the SR5 is going to be your cruiser, your city, and your highway cruiser. It's not really built for off-roading stuff like this one is. So the main difference is going to be the tires and the suspensions. So the tires that come on here, like I said, are the Wild Peak Falcons. They're a little bit more aggressive tires. And the suspensions that are on here are the off-road suspensions. So these aren't the Fox ones. The Fox ones come on the TRD Pro, but these still get a off-road tuning on the Bilstein Mono 2 suspensions. So because of the Bilstein off-road shocks, your drive quality on the streets is going to be just a little bit more rocky, if you will. It's not horrible by any means. It's still a very smooth and tight ride. Everything feels very strong and tight in here. I feel like I'm in a tank. Everything feels solid. The steering is nice and tight. The power steering is very good. But yeah, if you want a smoother ride and you don't care to really go off-roading at all, you're probably better off with like the Sport or the SR5 model, because you're going to get a more smoother ride just throughout the city and on the highway. But for me, because I will be taking the family camping a lot and hitting like very medium light off-roading trails, I decided to go with the off-road trim, because it's going to come with those more aggressive tires and obviously those off-roading Bilstein shocks. And they did upgrade the suspensions this year. So now the Bilsteins, instead of just being a 35 millimeter tube, now they have a 45 millimeter tube with a piggyback reservoir to help with that heat dissipation. So that will prolong the life of your shocks overall. So that's a nice touch. So my steering wheel is nice and warm now. So that only took a couple minutes to get the full blast. Feels really nice and firm steering wheel, good textures. So let's talk about the head unit. For the head unit, Obviously, it connects to your phone, so it has Apple Play, Android Play. Now, if you want to pay for Toyota's stuff over here, Toyota has their own app that you can use. They have their own navigational system. So you could choose to use this if you want. And once you buy a car, it is 1 year free. And then after that, you have to pay around $8 or $9 a month for the subscription. But you don't have to do it. So if you just want to use your phone for the GPS, it'll connect just fine. You don't have to pay for the Toyota subscription to use a navigational system on here. If you want to use their system and their features, then yes, you have to pay the subscription. Like I said, it's around $8 to $10 a month. One cool thing about that subscription, though, is that from your phone, you'll be able to control the car. So from your phone, pretty much, you'll be able to turn the car on and turn the car off. But if that really doesn't matter to you, I would suggest just using your phone and not having to pay extra for a subscription. Overall, the ride quality is very good. Like I said, everything feels nice and tight and solid. Windshield wipers are pretty much non-existent. I can barely hear them. Very quiet. Everything seems to be going fine on this test drive on this very rainy day. So one cool feature about the camera system, when you come up to a stoplight, you're going to see here the camera's going to kick on, and it's going to give you a pretty much view of your surroundings, which is kind of nice. So as we slow down here, the camera's going to kick in just like that, and you're going to get your front view. You're going to get kind of a fisheye effect on your side views, and obviously you're going to get that bird's eye view right there. So it's just kind of nice. It just kind of keeps you aware of your surroundings. So that's a good touch. So as far as miles per gallon, sticker says it gets around 19 in the city, 25 in the highway. Obviously, I don't know how accurate those numbers are. That's probably if you're using the chin strap down there and if you're babying it. But expect to see a little bit less than those actual numbers. But overall, it's decent for an SUV, and it's a little bit better than the previous generations. So yeah, obviously the elephant in the room is going to be the powertrain. It's that 4-cylinder twin turbo engine. But honestly, I don't see a problem with it. I really don't care for the old powertrain. I think the 8-speed transmission is going to be a bit more responsive, and it's not going to be as confused finding those gears. And it's just overall, it's going to have a little bit more giddy up. It's not going to be as sluggish. Time will tell if this is going to be reliable. So the 5th gen generation engines, those have been around for such a long time, and they've proven themselves worthy. So I understand all of that, but it's too soon to tell whether or not this new powertrain is going to be as reliable. My hope is that it is, because if Toyota wants to, keep credibility on their name and their reliability, then this one really has a lot to overcome when comparing to the older generations. So did Toyota make a mistake on trying something new? We'll see. It's too soon to tell. Sitting behind the driver's seat in real life perspective, I really am warming up to this new powertrain just because of the overall responsiveness of the 8-speed transmission. It doesn't feel sluggish at all, and plenty of torque, plenty of power. So I'm happy with it, but I'm hoping that it will be as reliable as the previous generations, because really that's why folks get these cars to begin with, is because that trusted reliability. So with the premium package, we're going to have JBL speakers all around, including the pop-up JBL speaker on the front dash. Let's just go ahead and play some tunes. Let's just see how it sounds.
Realize, open up my heart and help me see what's on the inside. 6 o'clock in the morning, seek his face and that I incline. Help me so I claim all of the things you got that is mine. Realize, realize, realize. Open up my heart and help me see what's on the inside. Showing me humility, don't know it's gotta be right. If I said I'm perfect and no flaw, then I would be lying.
So yeah, the sound system is pretty solid. You know, for a stock audio system, the JBLs really do work just fine. Plenty of bass, and you could even turn the bass up in the settings if you wanted to, but you shouldn't have any issues jamming to some good tunes and enjoying it in this ride. Well guys, there you have it. I mean, for a first time 4Runner owner, I just can't see what all the hate is about. Obviously, if you own a 4Runner previously, I'm sure I'm going to get some pushback on reasons why the other ones are much better. But, you know, coming into the new year, I've never owned a 4Runner before, and this one just came out. So I said, hey, what the heck? I'll just go straight to the new one since it is my first one. And I don't have any biased opinions because, like I said, I've never owned a 4Runner before. This is my first one. And I think this is still very much a 4Runner. I mean, from appearance, it just looks like a more upgraded, more modern looking 4Runner. But yeah, I think it looks really nice. I think it drives nice. Maybe my opinion is biased because I haven't owned previous 4Runners before. But I don't know. I'm a first time 4Runner owner, and I've always loved the previous generations. I've always wanted to get those previous generations. It just, at the time, I didn't have the funds for it, and we weren't in the market to look for a new car. But now, having a family and having kids, and we just needed more cargo space, we were in the market now to get a new 4Runner. And I thought, hey, what the heck? I'm just gonna try out the new one because why not? And so far, I am not disappointed in the slightest. So very happy with this purchase, and I hope some of you enjoyed this video today. Like and subscribe if you did. Take care, and God bless.